7 o'clock, so might as well start. You want to call the meeting to order here? Traditional land acknowledgement statement. We acknowledge and respect the Indigenous people within whose traditional lands we're meeting today. You've got the agenda. I have nothing to add. So just a motion to accept the agenda. No? Seconder? Don? Sure. Favor? And you've got copies of the minutes from April 2nd. For any issues with those, we'll just say they've been received. We don't have a delegation, but we do have public. Oh, hi, Jeff. Mary, was there something you wish to say, to address?
I do.
Okay, well.
I was waiting until you get.
Yeah, no, this is, is it on the agenda? Or?
No, it's not.
Oh, well then you might as well bring it up right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, I wanted to bring up, the street cleaning. They've done one pass down here, and now from what I understand, they haven't done the whole town, but they've come down the main road. Right?
Yeah, they're coming back tomorrow.
They are coming back to Elm.
Yeah, I just talked to Scott.
Right, okay, so here's a problem that I see, is they're not picking the gravel up.
No, they're not.
They're pushing it onto our lawn,
Yeah.
pushing all this debris, this crap, in my grass. I don't appreciate that,
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to go up there now and clean it up.
Yeah.
I thought your grass is lower.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what they'll say.
but unfortunately, okay, where does it end and start? Do we know?
I don't know if they have the math card to get out and start beating or something.
Right, but all they have to do is pick the gravel up.
Yeah.
And take it, because right now, what they have is they have a tile about this high all the way along this road, and you can see it across, right
Building
across there, you
activity
can
is
see
It
it.
was building up, yeah.
It's mud.
Yeah, it is. And when the wind blows, in the summer, it's gonna be all over the town.
All over again.
Yeah.
If you notice that my daughter's right at the corner of Fowler, I brought off Dad's driveway some gravelly stuff from Crawford Bay to push punch into the mud. It is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's all the fines are still there. It's
Yeah.
just one big mud bog.
Great, yeah.
The shoulders could stand to be dressed, and they should be dressed like scoop away what's there, dress it with a little bit of gravel, pack it down.
Yeah.
So you have it on the agenda, don't you, Gerald, to talk about YRB?
Yes.
So we will be talking about that,
Okay.
yeah.
It'd be nice if they had a sweeper that picked it up. A lot of other small towns, they'll have a vacuum.
They did last year, they did pick it up.
Okay.
Then they turned around and they dumped it over on the tech property. Corner.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a wind blowing from the south.
well, that was the point. The point was there was gravel tech land. And I reported,
Oh, yeah,
it's been cleaned up.
yeah.
I don't know if YRB cleaned it up. I don't know who took care of it. I just reported it to somebody who was out here on their land inspecting their land. And they said they would take care of it, and they did. So they do have a availability to pick this crap up. And I think that's what should be done. I really
We
do.
were getting some payback.
We're not doing any good sweeping off the side. I mean, that is a little different on Riondel Road.
Yeah, it's a highway.
Is that good for the environment? I don't know. I don't know what they put on the roads. I don't know. Have really good.
I don't think it's very good.
Yeah, well, their argument is that they don't have the equipment to pick it up, right? You know, the towns do. The individual towns have their own sweeper, so they pick up their own gravel, but YRB no longer has.
Did they have one at one time?
They did a long time ago, yeah.
So what did they clean it up with last year? The same thing, but they just picked it up.
Yeah, they had the same machine, but there was a bucket behind it. Somehow they I don't remember, but I know
It's using a broom, but with some kind of a
using the broom, but they were picking it up in the bucket and then having to dump it.
Yeah.
street cleaner can be rented, leased.
Yeah.
Towns don't use them all day, every day. They
Yeah.
just sit in the yard most of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just something maybe that could be looked at.
We're just talking about whether or not it's time to have YRB do a bit of a tour for what they can do, additional kind of community works. They're supposed to have a little budget thing every year.
Okay.
And then normally by this time of year, I try and get Gundla out, or the MOT ministry person. Usually try and pick 2 days. So we'll do sort of North End area A's and South End area A's. Just point out stuff that, this would be good to do.
Yeah.
So that's something we could see if we can line up.
Okay, we'll bring that up.
Sure.
If and when that happens.
And to be efficient, just to simply, clean everything and rejuvenate the shoulders where they're low or there's issues and stuff like that, do it once.
Call it free gravel.
What is it called grading? Scott said they were gonna be doing some grading.
Yeah, they'll do grading on side roads. Go to, if I may, Chair, sorry, if you go to Seymour Road, that's a great example, where it's subangular, fine material, and it goes to muck in the flat part every year,
Mhm.
and it just turns into potholes and ruts. So I've over the years encouraged them. That's one road. That's just one I picked on. There's 3 or 4 in Great Creek I picked on as well. I said, look, the ruts are 6 to 8 inches deep.
Yeah.
Passenger car can do damage to the undercarriage. You can clearly see it. Send lots of photos. So they would come out with a grader, but it doesn't work to just regrade it. You got to get some bonier material in when it's still damp. It's getting too dry now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If you don't get weeks of rain, you can't do it
No.
unless you have a water truck. You grade it. You keep it to the middle with a grader. You water it. You spread it back out. You pack it. But if they don't do the full on, if they bring out bonier material that's more sort of clear, oversized crushed rock,
Mhm.
they can punch it in, reshape it, and that'll stabilize. So they have lots of side roads that are just riddled with potholes this time of year. Because it's all subangular, standy stuff that never would be accepted. If you subdivided and built a road like that, they'd reject it. They can tear it out, put something else in. So they do that grading exercise painfully every year to try and slowly upgrade these little boat trails, I call them, because they're never built to any standard.
Yeah.
So that is getting late this year. Rainwater, a lot more better to do it as it's hitting the ground is still moist.
And I have one other thing, I already mentioned it to Gerald, Crime Watch, we have a Crime Watch program that's out of Boswell.
Started in Boswell.
Yeah, it started in Boswell. I have talked to Harvey. Harvey is gonna bring that up here on the 21st of May. And in the next room, he's gonna have an introduction to it and explain the whole situation and how it works. Gerald has already been there. We were in Crawford Bay. I signed up to it. The RCMP are on it. They're really happy about it. They'd like to get up here and find it.
So that's on the 21st of May, there's gonna be a meeting?
Yes, and that'll be in the activity store.
Okay.
Harv was suggesting a community champion at this end might be helpful. It's getting to be a lot of people for him to track.
He did mention that, and he was looking for somebody to take over this area. I'm not here all year round, so.
I thought, look at your.
Right, I know. But
What is it that this person will be doing?
you're the liaison, and you would get emails about situations that happen on the East Shore, all over here, about any crime that's going on. And then you would send an email, carry that email out to the people who are connected to that list.
I can't lie.
Name, sorry.
Right now, there's just over 100 people now. When we went to that meeting, we were there also, there was about 76 people, or 86. There's over 100 people signed up. So the more people that we have that are involved with eyes in our community, that will happen on 21st. I will have posters posted, and I'll have more information if it comes along. Just spoke. That should be at 6:30. So the pool that night will be canceled. Yeah, sorry, very good. Anyway, that's all I have. Thanks, very good. Thank you. Thanks, very.
Thanks for coming by.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
You want to take a cookie on your way out?
Do I want to watch?
A cookie?
No, I'm good.
Don't share, don't.
I already had my dinner cookie because I baked some oat
Yeah, yeah.
chocolate chip.
Oh, good for you.
We'll be there at 9 o'clock.
All right, going down to full business. commissioner profiles. So we're looking to update our commissioner management page with profile of commissioners. So I've submitted mine. Donna, Nils, have you given Teresa a profile yet? No. Okay. Yeah, just like what, 100 words?
Oh, I don't think we did 100
Or
more.
whatever it is.
Something.
It's a few sentences, just say, so yeah. And Jim,
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Favorite color?
Favorite color?
we don't like it, Jim, we'll just make something up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better submit your own. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I'll get you to send it now.
Okay, thanks. Duct cleaning was supposed to happen on Monday, but their truck broke down on the way out of Crescent. So they're coming out tomorrow. So that'll be done. 7.3, development plan. No news there, except Nils. Could you contact the person that gave you the estimate on the stucco? No, but can you? Yeah, because I think what we should do is contact him, verify the estimate, and send it into the RDCK and say, we have a contractor, this is what he wants. And then they'll do the same thing they did with the duct cleaning. They'll try and get another quote, which they probably won't, and then they'll okay that one, right? That's probably the way it's gonna work. And I don't know if you can ask them if he can put any kind of insulation on that wall before he can. Okay, so yeah, let's just make sure that that quote stands, or if it's changed, they can change. But I think that's the only way we'll get things done. It's just by saying, this is it. If you can find a better one, great. If not, let's go ahead and do this.
Can I ask, was it High Performance or who quoted the stucco? Is it Brett and Brian or?
Look at somebody from Preston. The awkward part is that he's the second contractor I'm contacting also with the stucco job. Both times I said, yep, got the money, want the job done. And the second contractor, he already said, normally, I charge $300 to come out with the job. Okay, we talked about it, it's all this way. He came over, looked at the job, he was happy with that, happy with the price, he was happy with the work. He expected he was going to get a call to do the stucco. Instead of an email and say, yeah, so now I have to phone him back again and say, oh, we're on again.
Yeah, well, we do the best we can.
That's all.
Yeah, I know it does, but I think we figured out the system now. The system is we send in a quote to the RDCK, say, if you guys can find a better one, great. If not, let's just do this.
Yeah, we'll never figure out the system, Gerald.
Yeah, that's true, but that's
Point two,
oh, what's that?
untidy property bylaw.
Oh, did I miss one? No, we're under old business.
That might be the minutes
You
from
want
last
to
week,
That's the last month's minutes.
but these are the agenda. And I just printed one copy of the minutes, if somebody wanted to look.
So you business?
We're under old business.
So this is stucco for the
This is the stucco for the auditorium.
auditorium hall.
Yeah, so
I guess if you told someone who's gonna come out and they could wait and time it when they're gonna do a house, that's ideal, because if they have another job to do.
oh, but what are the odds they've got another stucco job anywhere else?
Well, stucco's common enough, but, yeah, maybe it's common.
Yeah, I mean, it could always happen. But yeah, I'd like to move ahead with that, so at least that's done. And Nils, maybe we should actually do the same thing with the entrance door. With the entrance door. We have a quote, let's send that in and just say, let's
What
do it.
happened to the senior, and we're gonna apply for a $10,000 grant?
Oh, but then I think they heard that we were looking into it, so I guess, you know,
Yeah, I saw that at the meeting, the community center meeting, somebody said they were gonna look into that.
well, we could check back with, they're meeting on this coming Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm away. I have a doctor's appointment, so if somebody would, one of you wants to come to that meeting and just bring that up, that would be great.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a shoe in granite.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and I'll try and remember to, I'll maybe send an email to Jackie Wallen and give her a heads up that.
What time is it,
I think it's 1:30 on Monday. But give her a heads up. So, yeah, let's do that. All right, 7.4, refuse, so that's the only thing, I have. I'm trying to arrange a meeting with Joe Kiriko next week. So I can just sit down and we can talk a little bit about where we're going. Because we still don't have any money from CBT, which I would really like to see. Because we can't fund all of this on our own, right? We can do bits and pieces, but not the big stuff. So I think that will happen next week.
So for those bits and pieces, like the stucco and the exterior door, at the next meeting, is that something we, and then we would do a direction to staff to request a quote or to vote something
Oh, well, maybe we should do that now.
to see if we can look into?
Yeah. So
But
tell,
there's specific contractors we want to look into, right? Like
yeah, we did specific quotes for the wall and for the, well, let's hold off on the door until we know more from the community association. But let's do direction of staff. We will send them the quote, and then we can process it the way they.
what would you like to say in church?
That we want to go ahead with the stucco refinishings of the auditorium walls, north and east. Yeah, north and east. North and east. And that we're submitting a quote, and that they can investigate another contractor if they have one on hand. Be very similar to what we did with the clean over that was word. Probably. All right, refuse service and sticker price interest increase. From my side, a couple of things. There were over $3,000 worth of garbage sticker money that was not deposited in last year's budget.
2,900 something was refuse stickers and the rest were for rental.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Almost $3,000.
3,300 total.
So, yeah, so that means, you know, when Uli was pointing out that we were short on sticker sales, we weren't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's just that money wasn't.
So what do you think?
Well, it depends if you change anything. One thing I was looking up is the per bag, like, are you $3 right now?
We're at $3 right now.
So, Crawford Bay or Boswell are at $3.50.
So I think we should have a motion to increase the sticker price to $3.50. I think we should match the other. Yep, I moved. Okay, we've got a motion to increase the sticker price. Seconder? No? So further discussion.
I just wanted to bring up the fact that I spoke to Uli again about the bins. Elderly people having to lift the garbage up, so he's saying that they're gonna try and get a platform.
A couple of steps or something.
Yeah, step up, which he said is a hazard in itself, but he's hurt himself before on it, but.
Yeah.
Anything you do in local government, you're
Yeah.
subject to trip and fall claim.
Ideally, the attendant there.
Lauren is, I do see, sometimes he's running, right? He's helping somebody do this, and then he's always overlooking the recycling to make sure people put the stuff in the right bins, and I guess he tries.
At the waste bin, you could have a sign, if you need it, ask
Yeah.
for help.
I think that might be,
I'm sorry, that was me. I just realized that I can record the meeting, but I can go back and later.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for the minute, so I can.
that might actually be a very good suggestion. If
let people know they can get help.
Yeah,
No, the intent.
Yeah.
Wait until the intent is available.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that would be the safest way to do it, probably.
yeah,
And I don't think Lauren would mind.
No.
Kind of person would mind something like that.
he doesn't. I don't know whether he's gonna be there. He was saying something about going to Crawford Bay full time.
Oh,
I don't know, people rotate around, so
Yeah, yeah.
can't, if they better hours, they have to take it.
Yeah, let's try the sign.
Yeah.
Just, see how that works.
Has anyone ever said anything about people, how do they get their garbage?
Well, it just, in a small community, it has to be neighbors that pitch in. That's the
Yeah.
only way things
Yeah.
work here,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
If neighbors don't help you out, you're who?
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I haven't turned my neighbor away, I was just curious.
you know, if your neighbor is a, you know, a 95-year-old lady who doesn't have a car and she needs to get her garbage to the tippet bin, well, you can help her, right? That's the way. it
And that's everywhere. If you live up the Hillingray Creek and don't have a car, it's the same thing, except
Yeah.
it's a very long walk to Boswell or.
But you're not in a community with 200 houses.
Yeah, no, but it's-
Fair
but
radius,
it's-
right?
Yeah,
No, wait. No,
oh, no, of the 5 houses my daughter and Fran and others were the oldest houses. They were by the point, it's not the bay. But you'll find a house there somewhere on the point that's older than here.
but anyway, yeah, I really do think, you know, it's just like with emergency planning, neighbors have to help out. And they will.
I get a haircut for taking Chris's garbage to the dump.
Hey, there you go.
And a coffee.
Yeah, oh, so, yeah.
Every Sunday.
But we definitely, but let's put up a sign just so that people are aware. And, okay, so we still have a motion on the floor to increase sticker prices to $3.50 per bag. There's no further discussion. Call the motion. All in favor? All opposed? Or, Andrew, are you opposed? No. Oh, okay. So,
Well, I was kind of opposed because I really wanted it to be.
If you put the sign up now, then Uli may still come up with a step thing that works, right? Let him keep working on that.
and that's actually a separate issue. This is just a motion
Yeah, I know.
to match sticker price.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is carried.
And I can't imagine there's many people that can't lift a bag of garbage.
No, but there's lots of people like over 60 here. So,
Oh, I know.
and
Well,
women and little women.
Anybody in the room over 60?
I know, but.
I mean, everybody.
I see someone on Earth using in their front yard, that big pile of garbage from off of their stairs. Boy.
All right,
Saving it.
all right, new business. So we've lost Tom Wilkinson as commissioner. He has resigned.
Has he moved?
I think that's part of it, but I think they're.
Are they, Nelson, is that where they're going to
I
Nelson?
believe so.
Castleberry, yeah.
Cause I think you'd want lots of property, like elbow room. Yeah, Nelson.
Yeah,
It's
nice
expensive,
spot there.
but Castleberry could probably get a nice acreage.
So he, I don't know if he was gonna drop off his emergency preparedness files for it. And I sent him a letter. Dear Tom, on behalf of the Riondel Commission Management, I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation for your work as a commissioner since you first volunteered for the position in 2020. Your active involvement over the past 4 years, particularly with emergency preparedness planning and the reviewing of financial statements, has reflected the seriousness you bring to all your commitments. The Commission of Management relies upon the kind of dedicated volunteerism you brought to our table. Although we will miss your voice at our meetings, we wish you all the best for the future.
Nice.
So that does raise one issue, is Tom was another pair of eyes on the financial statement. Is there anybody else that would like to look at those?
What was he doing with the financial picture?
Just looking them over, just to see if there was anything there that, you know.
So we had a deteriorated report, and he would say, look.
Yeah, the quarterly report.
You just get Matthew to put you on the email list, so you're looking at them.
Because I asked a while ago, but here's my opportunity.
Yeah, so, I'm not, how do we do that? How do we should have asked get that?
Direction.
Yeah.
I think general, get that.
Okay,
something.
So let's do that, so that Andrew will be included in the email, and Tom will be removed, and, Andrew will be.
I've worked with budgets before for various budgets.
Yeah, so the way it works is you'll get the attachment, if you download it, it's an Excel file, if you download it and open it, you can then look at the details of the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, which you can't do if you simply go with what you get in the attachment. But then if you know, there are like 5 items in the category, you can open all 5. Exactly. Okay. Great, thanks, Ed. All right, okay, so-
For the recommendation.
and the recommendation is that the board, send a letter, as well, to thank him for his service. And, that leads to 8.2, call for a new commission. Oh, sorry.
Move second.
Oh, sorry, my fault. Motion to, recommend that the board send a thank you letter to Tom, Bill, Andrew, and all in favor.
Is that the one that you just read out?
No, that was
It'll be
the live
Oh, okay.
here, okay, but the board should all. 8.2, call for new commissioner. So we have 2 vacancies at the moment. So if anybody here, so anyone interested?
Barry could be talked into it.
You think so? Okay.
It's just here.
Oh, that was him, okay. But he's not here year round.
I think you have, I don't know if you have to be a full-time resident of Redmond.
It should be your primary residence, which people choose for tax purposes, right? Like we lost so many, well, we lost. Ever.
Oh, the shoot.
Volunteers, because they had to be 6 months plus a day down the coast to pay a horrific property tax. Then we lost Donnie Clark, other people. So that's awkward. We did that. They're permanent or full-time resident here.
Yeah, but Barry, I think Barry's this is his full-time resident
Yeah.
here. It's just that they travel.
So,
away.
and then the other thing is if you have too many people doing that in the winter, you may not have a quorum. But it's relatively easy to get someone to call in. So they just gotta be willing the other time. Wherever they are, if they're people over here in Arizona, or whatever, just anyone on that WebEx right now? You know, they join the meeting. But right now, pretty well everyone sitting here is here most of the year, so quorum shouldn't be an issue, but it has been over the years.
So yeah, let's talk to Barry. But yeah, keep your eyes and ears open. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Go fishing. Go fishing. THISHING, that's the email thing.
With the bulletin board and. Where?
On the table.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, and plus the the community association, well, newsletter. Yeah, to a lot of. Good.
Can you get that cable without having Riondel cable?
I think so. I think you can just go online.
Go
And
online,
see the message board.
over the message board, okay.
I think so. 8.3, building permit feasibility. Andrew, this was your item.
Yeah, well, I'm in the middle of a project right now and I'm adding a porch and I need to get my foundation approved. The inspector, because
Is that it?
I am being a contractor, so I want it done to code, but I'm at week 7. And I cannot get the inspector yet to come and look at the project. They haven't approved anything. My contractor's backed up, he's long gone, who knows when I'll get it back. I can't even help him when they come back. And, you know, thinking of these other communities I've lived in Spokane, I've lived in maybe 5 communities. We had weekly support. So I checked, maybe that changed since COVID. It has not. It's weekly building inspector support. And we get our fair share here. we ask. It's 2 months. How could you do anything? It's not feasible to include the building inspector on a project in this town.
Yeah, we had our roofs done and we've got the roof material for our new porch sitting on our roof, waiting.
We're stopped at the transition,
7 weeks.
waiting for my approval on the foundation, and I can't get it yet. I'm 7 weeks today.
So Andrew, can you draft a letter, you know, that, you know, clearly outlines your concerns and your situation?
Well, he has sent something to the building department.
Well, I
They
just
sent them-
sent a note that if I can't gain your cooperation on this project, I'll move forward without you.
But,
So I don't know.
but we can put it, we can send it through the commission.
Can we send it through the commission?
Yeah,
Through the RDPK. You know,
what I said to him wasn't as a commissioner
No.
representative, this where I was.
but I mean, we could, I think.
The commission could just indicate that you've been hearing concerns about you no longer have weekly inspections. This area always had once a week. You
No
just need-
way.
Always,
Yeah.
always. I've built here since 1997. You've built here since when? Always. Wednesdays, they're
Every
plugged off
Wednesday.
every Wednesday. I needed
That
him,
would be nice.
and I told him a day or two in advance. He
Yeah.
showed up on my site.
That's how
You
it
could
was
actually
in Slow
plan
Can,
a
yeah.
Now,
project.
Ironically,
helped you.
Slocan Village and Selma both use the same inspectors that the rural areas use. They contract regional district inspectors. So that's the great irony of what you're saying. So if you're gonna write a letter outlining the disparity for rural areas, please put that in.
Okay.
Because I'd almost have to say we subsidize the village. We can't afford to have their own inspector. So by using our service, we take care of all the administration, everything, the overhead, the training, the hiring, everything to do with the building inspection, and provide the service to them in these tiny tax bases. And you can be sure the Area A tax base is several times bigger than both Silverton and Salmo put together.
Yeah.
It's a bigger tax base than Castle, Silverton, New Denver, Salmo, maybe the Cups put together. Area A alone is a bigger tax base.
Yeah.
2,000.
We're not getting our fair share of inspection here. Definitely not.
So we always had a split that we were gonna get either Manda or somebody driving ferry doing the north half and get Stefan now on the south end out of Creston. Covers Salmo as well. So,
Amanda's husband, oh my goodness.
well, so
Is it a man? Seven?
I'm not sure. Some stuff I don't try and look
That
into.
might be a coincidence.
I don't look into,
Might be a
don't try to
coincidence,
look
yeah.
into nepotism all the
Yeah,
time.
okay.
But I see similar names in the organization, it's 400 and some names. I don't think that's as effective as having one person dedicating the lake run. Oh, but I would love an observation to build the case I've been making about how you can't wait.
So Andrew, I'll leave that with you and then you can bring it to the
I'll write
next,
a letter.
bring it to the next
I'll let
meeting.
them know about the communities I have participated in this project.
Yeah.
And there's weekly inspections.
And
You can get them that week if you're quick enough. If they're
Well-
coming on Wednesday and you call them Monday, he'll show up Wednesday.
yeah, I
Everything's
always,
on
2
board.
days, I always had Daryl or for a long time, I had, Brandon even was 2 days notice, sometimes 1 day, depending what I need.
So what would we say in the letter to them?
Well, I think the commission letter would be that we've observed that there've been some disparities between frequency of building inspections versus historical frequency. Having a reliable 1 week inspection date, Area A was workable and made sure that everybody got timely inspections to prevent delays in projects, which always escalate costs. So why would villages be getting weekly inspections and not
Is it a staffing problem?
We've got more staff again now.
I think there's
We've got
3 of them.
more- You've got more plan checkers, which is supposed to let the level 1 inspectors be in the field.
They're still doing the same frequencies in those other communities. Just check. They're doing weekly.
It's not quite the same subject, but, 2 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, I talked to the local sheriff hall. I was at the front of time. When I talked to Joe Jericho, he brought Craig Stanley, the favorite phone call.
Yeah.
Stanley gets management commission card.
It-
So we talked to him about getting the plan. He said, I'll come over tomorrow. Take a look. You get me all the quotes you have, and run it from there. He came over the next day, got up on the roof, looked at everything, he said, there were three of us there. You guys will have the input on the scope of work. I'm gonna see if I can find a third, good. 7 days to put in a bulk, get through the time. We could have the email to make Spanish things. We have this, right? We later, just a phone message. Hey, Greg, where we're at. Nothing.
If you were sick,
No, he's a facility manager for the large rec centers and
Oh.
smaller buildings.
But it's just there. We got $47,000 to get the roof done. That's a no-brainer. He was so down the hole. And it's like 78
Years.
I'm guessing he got his ears getting back someplace. Somebody had advocated for him to try to figure out how to get this roof done with the patch, rec center, and who knows what else, but nobody pulled you back with the lady.
So you would have seen him April 5th. April 5th is probably the day you saw him on a Friday.
Yeah.
I saw him earlier that morning. He said he was heading here next. So you are to a full 4 weeks or a full month.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at the timeline there. But you have a quote to do the work or two quotes? So really, you just have to put that back through Joe, I think.
Yeah, one of them be up and one from Heritage.
I think that needs to go back to Joe, but if you don't have the date written down, I'm pretty sure it was April 5th. Because Craig and I sat at the Robert Creek Park that morning and then he said, got here, meeting at 2 o'clock. And I just asked Joe to have it done. Sometimes the best way is to use the senior manager, and you do all the time, Gerald, you use the senior manager as your contact. Because if something else is going on with the managers who are too deep into the weeds, you just might have set off the side of his desk and got buried.
Yeah, I have a hard time hearing you with that.
Oh, yeah, but I would remind Joe Turtle. I would ask Joe, say it's been 1 month. 1 month and 2 days, 1 month and 3 days, just over a month. And you're ready to go.
And then if I meet with him next week, I mean, if it works with your schedule,
I'll come anytime.
yeah. Okay, good. Thanks for bringing up the building thing.
Yeah, okay. I've heard a lot of people talk about pain with the inspector, and I thought it was just people trying to bypass, do a personal project, but I don't think it is.
Well, if we're still split, or somebody's getting on the ferry, it'd be the same way as what happened when we lost our rural nurse. Point of assembly for Mary became Nelson, so she could have seen 4 people before she got to Nelson, 4 more before she got back, but had to go to Nelson. We've had the same with home care and home support. Every time you have someone coming from Nelson, there's a high likelihood they'll cut their day short because they won't get on the boat. They're not going to get home on time. And Area A North is left out. And that's why we need the person from Creston to drive all the way to make the whole day, in the entire day, to get north of here if they have to.
Yeah.
And Daryl always went north first. He started at the top and he worked his way back.
And if you
There's
don't
no other way to do it.
If you don't got no one scheduled, you don't got to drive out here, but.
Well, but if there's one at the north end, you do that.
Yeah.
And if you miss 2 people between Serdar and Windle, it doesn't matter. You phone them and you see them Thursday, because that's 10 minutes.
Yeah,
The person from Creston has to pick the day and dedicate to go to the full north end, the furthermost northern job, work their way back. And that's fine if they want to get home to their family. But the 2 that are left, or whoever's left, is close to town. They'll pick them up the next day or 2.
Yeah.
So I would really welcome that kind of shift, because we've got to get away from this relying on the ferry. We know what happened to local healthcare when we had to start waiting on people driving the ferry. It was crazy.
they didn't like it either. I mean,
Nobody liked that
It's
situation.
get a job done.
All right. Never seems to be a wait for that ferry, except in the summer.
Oh, there's twice a year big waits.
Yeah,
Well,
well, the
you
little
mean
ferry.
when they're little
And
ferries.
then avalanche time, and when the road washes out and Strawberry Jam,
Yeah. Like tomorrow when it's down,
Is it down again?
or
down for the day, or today.
they're doing the engine,
Today or tomorrow?
engine.
Today?
Okay, more prospecting.
Okay, I'd like to move on here. 8.4, drainage budget. This is where it's really good to have a couple of, different pairs of eyes looking at the budget. Our drainage budget went from $15,464 last year to $133,539 this year.
Must be some projects planned.
So what happened is that, well, there was a large increase in the annual budget. And there was a $99,000 loan taken out.
No, it's not.
What is it?
Proposed.
Is it proposed?
It's proposed. I haven't, to do a 5-year borrowing, you have to have the area director. It's proposed. So there's work plan proposed. This belongs to the advisory, water and drainage advisory, to make the next chunk of work worth doing, instead of doing 1 or 2 things at a time. This is a proposal. So the money is not borrowed yet.
But it's in the budget.
Of course, you have to put it in the budget. If you're going to show that you plan to do work, you have to show how you plan to get the money. If you don't do the work, you don't need to get the money. And our 5-year borrowing is flexible in terms of timing. If you're going to borrow for longer borrowings, like 20, 25 years, there's 2 intakes a year. You have to hit those dates. One of them's behind us. The next one is in September. The short-term borrowing is more flexible. It's not such a big issue or concern. Really, I've seen some of the emails, has advised that we need to talk to community, not here, to all the community, talk about what's working, what's not working, and do we do another major chunk?
Yeah,
Carla-
we need to ask whether we just want ditches, right?
Well, that'll come up again. Yeah,
Yeah.
we go back to ditches.
And their ditches, does the ORB pay for the ditches or do we pay for the ditches?
Highways needs to drain the road
Yeah.
for safe traffic.
Yeah.
That includes, if you look at the problems they had in LC Holmes Road in Windle years ago, they couldn't drain roads and there was a sheet of ice right across the top of LC Holmes. Halfway up LC Holmes, it was just ice for hundreds of feet. They recognized they had to redo the drainage, had to make it safe, because you couldn't put enough gravel on it, that it wouldn't always be a skating rink. So they have to maintain a safe surface. And that means you got to drain water away, be able to get a traction. So their proposal, years and years ago, was, well, let's just ditch everywhere they can, open ditches with a few culvert crossings. A lot of community members said, well, that means they won't be able to park in front of the house anymore. So this was kind of we could start trying to get the water away through buried pipes. And that's where Frank and Doug led that project, and I thought got great value down Ainsworth. So now we're at that next big stage. So I think it's time for a community conversation again.
But there's no indication that this is a proposed budget. This is
the budget, but the borrowing has not been done.
so, and the borrowing won't be done until after the community meeting to discuss this, or how does that work?
Well,
or is somebody going to make a decision?
there has to be a letter of consent, because I've done this a couple times, right? So I haven't seen a letter of consent. I haven't signed a letter of consent. So there's no borrowing. It's not activated with the board saying, yes, go get this money. And I can't see any point borrowing money if you don't know how you're going to use it. Or where we're at right now.
Okay, so
But timing for the community meeting, we should start talking about, because how many people are back now? Almost everybody, or
Quite a few,
3/4?
yeah.
Like, I see quite a few,
yeah,
you know,
people are.
quite a few people around. So you can't do it in July. That doesn't work. It's gonna be done in end of May or early June. Probably it's time to pick a date.
So whose responsibility is that?
Well, so I've asked Uli, I won't be able to search that quickly. I've asked Uli to set up some dates or options for the next advisory meeting. So that, that should be held before the public meeting date is set. So you haven't seen an invitation so, I mean, I can ask again, because this thing is impossible to sort my email, but at home I've got them all sorted. So I'll ask Julie to confirm when the advisory is gonna be set up. Now, he has sent me emails. I don't know if you've seen them all. Jason has stepped away from the regional district. So Alex Ivlikovsky is taking over the drainage. You might have met her. Her mom and dad ran to Heidelberg, owned the Heidelberg Inn. You probably met her when she was this big. And
I think I met her at a job interview.
anyway, she's getting sorted with highways. Again, whose culverts are whose. And reasonable progress. That's where this one at Marina came up again. Like I said, you left that one off the list. You could identify all the culverts that have to be maintained already by highways. They're gonna write down. There's never been an agreement that I've seen on paper saying that the local government service will look after X, Y, and Z. It's just been, there's a drainage service. Well, that doesn't work if the culverts were only there for highways, for Hendricks Creek to cross, right? It should have nothing to do with your local tax base. If highways doesn't look after those, and they did upside them years ago, then a huge amount of area will flood, right? So we need that MOU, memorandum of understanding, and should have a license of occupation for all the pipe in the ground and every catch basin. So Alex has been meeting with highways 2 or 3 times now, and it's getting that worked out. So I'd like to see that, but it doesn't stop us from having a public meeting.
And the other thing is, it looks like $2,246 was spent on a survey of the drainage system here, but I have no idea what that was.
That would have been between the highways and Alex, probably I've seen maps, updated maps.
Oh, maybe.
So I think that's the updated maps. Because we had the one done by Paul with Highland Consulting, get his last name offhand, Highland Engineering. And there was one catch basin was shown in the middle of an intersection that it's actually off to the side, like there were some corrections to be done, some of the mapping.
Okay.
I've seen an updated map.
Yeah, I think I asked for just an explanation, but I don't think I received anything. All right, 8.5. So I will try and contact Gundala and Scott, see if we can have a meeting with YRB and dispute transfer, like we did last year.
So I forwarded you, just, it happens to be the Marina catch basin cover up at the ways there. So it's got Gundala and Scott Mitchinson. I just sent you a copy of that.
Okay, so, yeah, we'll just try and set that up. So we can,
So would just leave it, the discussion about the excess gravel on the road?
yeah, it would be best if we all get together and talk
You know,
about
just a
that.
comment on that. The Minister of Transportation, we've got the neighbors that parks all kinds of stuff on the right of way. And a year and a half ago, I told we complained, and they said, well, I was to tag 3 vehicles to be removed off the boulevard. Okay. 1 was removed, 2 were shoveled. Nobody ever came back. Right now, if you go around the corner from McCarty to Russell, you're gonna see a derelict car, a derelict utility trailer, a derelict utility trailer. You're gonna see a massive boat sticking out of his driveway. You can't get another vehicle in his yard. It's impossible, it's full.
It's
Then
not
there's
like
a tow truck that's been there for 12 years.
Yeah.
Then there's another boat. All on the right of way, all derelict, all just there. He was here this weekend. He's a truck driver. He was here this weekend. He brought in those 2 utility trailers, that massive boat. He left.
Isn't that an unsightly premises
Yeah.
problem? Isn't that unsightly premises?
Okay, that's the next one. Okay. And 3 weeks ago, I phoned my law officer. Okay. And no, I didn't phone him. I sent him an email. 2 long paragraphs. Giving concern about this property across the street from us. Fairly extensive. Well, it's a fire hazard. Derelict vehicle parked on public property. It's a danger to the morning when people try to get by there.
And the creek.
You know, response I got?
You didn't respond? And did you say it was a, unsightly property,
Yes, yeah,
problem?
yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything?
I didn't get a response yet.
Well, yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's difficult.
when did you email? Sorry.
2 weeks ago.
You're the neighbor, you have the right. You're the only one who has that right.
There's a portal to put in those concerns now. So I'll take a minute if you want to go to other stuff. On the website, there's a form you can fill in. It's a formal, like if you send a letter, email request, wherever, you should get to somewhere, to Jordan eventually.
I went through that process, I did all that stuff, when I put in.
The online portal is what you used, okay? And so that's interesting if you haven't seen any response yet. Because I understand some landowners are getting letters now telling them that there's a issue and a complaint and to compliance. But on the other side, I would have assumed someone would have acknowledged receipt that they got for it. They won't tell you what action's being taken, that's private.
Yeah, that's.
But you should receive acknowledged receipt.
Received your complaint.
Yeah. So,
Do me a favor, Gary, at the end of the meeting, you could drive up and Darby and around.
I don't you see me? I do that every other time I come to visit my daughter. I drive up and down a different road here.
Don't go down hers.
Actually, I've been down hers for a few months.
That's a bad stuff there.
But I've been around that corner. You know, I've gone past Garvey, and I drove down an alley the other day because of something somebody mentioned. As it happened, someone was loading their trailer, and they folded my mirrors in so I could get past them. But I do that. I drive down side roads. I drive up the top pretty frequently before I talk to highways. So yes, I've seen these things.
Like I say, he can't get another charge. I'll bet there's 12 boats, 6 trucks, how many motorbikes and derelict motors, young.
Remember the good old days when the bylaw officer used to actually cruise around and handle it?
But you can't do that in rural areas, studies. It's
Why
just
not?
so spread out.
Geez, hire me and I'll do it. I'll drive through town one day.
Hey, you got it.
All right, let's go. Let's move on here.
All right.
8.6 is related, actually. It would be nice to get an electronic fee sign on the strip here in the summertime for a while, just to remind people of what. So I was wondering, Donna, would you be willing to take that one on?
You want to rent it?
No, it's just a matter of approaching.
Contact
Yeah, the Ministry of Transport is saying we would like this, okay? But I know it's not a quick process, but I think we had it here 1 year.
Yeah.
But unless you're sort of on their case, they don't, it won't happen, but it certainly can't hurt. So I think, and if we have a meeting with them, we'll also break it out, but I think it would be good to just say, could we please have this here for a while, summertime?
So do you have her contact? I could just forward you the one that I sent to Gerald. Maybe I'll
Okay.
just do that. It's got Scott as well, so I'll just forward that.
If
Oh,
it's too
Scott,
late
Scott,
for
like
this summer,
YRV?
after
No, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
it might be-
No, I don't want to.
No, it's not Scott. It's got
Okay.
Gundola's as well.
Okay, so it's Gunda.
Gundula Brittle.
It's terrible.
It's, and long.
I'm just gonna put FYI OD contact.
Yeah, it might be too late for this year, but for sure we want to next year, but Boswell gets it every summer.
And
And
Kuskonak,
I think we should as well.
we've been trying to get it at Kuskonak every year because, where people pulling in out of the marina. You have pickup trucks parking along the highway, you can't see in that curve. It's 3 or 4 spots probably. They moved
No
it to
dead.
front of the store in Crawford Bay, one on the
No
lot,
wrong.
because they get motor homes, so nobody can.
Hey, but you're.
So, yeah, so that is,
So is there just one sign, Sharon?
yeah,
So if Boswell gets it every summer, how would we get it?
not every summer, it's only for
You don't
1 or
cut the
2
grass
weeks.
between your
Okay.
sidewalks,
So
it goes up,
I
they'll
think
cut
the
it for you.
battery's good for like 5 or 6 days.
Everything has to be taken.
So Heidi's before, now Gundola's been,
That's what people are
if you have a reasonable signpost to mount it, they'll mount it on the
They
side.
know they're going.
Either run showing the numbers continually,
And
or run silent.
Yeah.
So some of the.
I was shocked
I don't know, easy it was there, like nobody was angry for the down. They passed that RCP for speed enforcement. You want people to slow down, even run it live, which
yeah.
really bad. But it was an issue. And then if the battery's good for 5 days, they might take it down after 5 days, put it somewhere else.
Stop for lunch.
It would probably
Yeah,
make more
Twitter
sense for us
takes
just to
care
get
of
it
their
where they can see.
I mean, for
Yeah.
Rather than-
the grade up and they got
So
the brush.
this will just,
Oh, yeah.
it's just got,
Wow.
it's got Gerald and
We're not quite. sure.
everybody else, but down there, Riondel, Gundlach, Lee, whatever, that's who you
Okay.
talk to, so I'm just gonna send it.
Okay,
Well, it's
Almost
disrespectful. They
unrelated.
don't live here by
That's why
themselves.
okay.
Whoops, it didn't go.
It reduces the property.
Value.
Okay,
Big.
thanks, Don. And 8.7, volunteer community cleanup. I don't know if I just put this on there, I don't know if we want to do any kind of sort of group cleanup session. Is there anything that we can do?
You know, I'd love to get,
Sweep the gravel off the shoulder.
what can we do to clean the community up? I don't know if it's bending over and picking up garbage. I pick up garbage, I go down to the park, if I see garbage, I pick it up, I don't need a special day. But is there anything we can do for the, I know we discussed it last time, the neighbor has to complain.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, is there, maybe there isn't at this moment anything in particular that we can do. I don't know. I mean, there's probably still work in the basement that maybe is needed.
You need some work on the little garden area here.
Well, that, Evan's sort of looking after that, yeah, he's quite happy with dealing with that. So maybe, no, I just put threw it out there, it's just something to think about.
I cleaned up the beach on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I was out there.
You're supposed to be Saturday.
I heard, but
Yeah.
I got tricked into going and I was all alone and then got some help.
I got tricked into going on Saturday.
But it wasn't, nobody else was there, yeah. So I went on.
And then I realized on Sunday, I went for a walk and it was like, hey, what's going on here, right?
Well, we cleaned it up anyway, Cheryl.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. If something comes to mind, we can get people together, work on it.
Well, Kathy's husband Ken used to drive up and down the road picking up garbage in his bike.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing that anymore. He used to pick up a lot of garbage.
Just on the road.
Yeah, Riondel Road.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they used to do that on Earth Day as well. The school used to do the
School used to do it.
but I don't think they did this part of it.
And we got a lot of garbage.
Yeah, we did.
We got a lot of garbage.
Concord Bay, the kids from Concord Bay.
Yeah, I don't think they have the numbers.
No.
Just do everywhere. Anyway, okay, I'll just leave that one. The 8.8 Riondel Day Children's Festival, this is just a notice that there will be, Wendy Miller is trying to organize a Children's Day out in the park here, part of Riondel Day.
This part?
Yes, it's park here, and going ahead with the flea market and in the tennis court, I believe. So it'll be a good weekend, I think, around all days weekend. There'll be the big book sale in the auditorium. Pool tournament. I'm not sure what
So is that park, is that owned by Tech?
no, it's on Tech land, but it's the RDPK park.
Well, no, the two main parcels are owned by RTK, and actually, I can pull the map up.
Yeah, it's just the park is only the ball field. And a tiny little bit around it, but the rest is all Tech land. That I think still.
Everything west is Tech land, but where the ambulance station is and everything in between, that low area, that's all regional district land.
And the ballpark is regional.
Ballpark is regional district.
Is when they're getting volunteers,
What's that?
is when they're getting.
She's looking for volunteers for the Children's Day, yeah.
Yeah, you guys just put out the second and last for volunteers.
Yeah. So hopefully she'll get.
Are you gonna be doing tarot cards again?
I never even thought of that.
I like to line up, eh?
I might do that actually. I should talk to,
Get a Sultan's costume and.
I might,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a thought. This is a fundraiser for the
Fundraiser.
ambulance group or something.
fundraiser.
Yeah, oh, yeah, maybe.
Are you good at it, Joe?
I'm okay.
Are you good at
Good at bullshitting?
BS? I like the way I read tea leaves.
Yeah.
And maybe ask Kevin too, because the Riondel days of, flea market. Have to be put in, but it's not done sooner than later, so that it's cleaned up and done. But I've been found in the ditch or Riondel.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening, if they're gonna go ahead with that work. Yeah. Try and talk to Evan. All right, okay, going down, correspondence, well, there isn't any. Gary, it's you.
I didn't have anything earth shattering to provide this week.
Oh, okay. Well,
Chugging along, I'm looking forward to a quieter meeting next week than our last couple, so.
great. All right, financial report, so I talked about the drainage, other than that, I don't think there's anything, in particular.
Monthly statements, and then I included, in each of the packages, extra 3,300 that we received today. I don't know if that could be added to last year, but
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, our major expenses, well, we paid, the architect, for his work. And furnace repair, never cheap. And, spent $2,000 on the excavator to fix the water line break. So, but pretty much budgetary wise, where it should be at this point.
did it fix the water lines? I thought you just.
Well, no, they have to replace, they really need, I think, to replace that whole line. They fixed it, but it's gonna break again. Repaired
Oh,
properly.
thin wall pipe.
This is the water line earlier.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to air cooled condenser now, not water cooled? Wonder. I thought I heard that. It's weird. That's one path, then we would dump that filtered water, right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
For the condensers.
Yeah,
They're water cooled, so probably just a big old path.
I think I saw some quotes, but I don't remember if it said air cooled. But I guess, okay, I'm not making ice
Yeah, yeah.
too far into the spring or too early in the fall.
Yeah.
That would make sense, I guess, because some arenas, they want to, make ice. We made ice in August down in Crest, and that was just didn't water cool. We couldn't cool the building enough.
No.
They had ice, made ice at the bottom and slush on the top.
All right, and we don't have any more public left. Barry's gone. Next meeting is June 4th.
Whoa.
Please help yourself to
Yeah.
cookies or coffee or.
The cookies good, and the coffee,
Right.
refill is nice too, so yeah.
That was Teresa's initiative,
Thank you, Siri.
to treat people.
Honestly, it was Evan's suggestion. He just said it like I should do it. So
You were voluntold.
very nice.
Teresa, do you think that, we could get the agenda a little earlier than, like a week before? So, we can see, because I try to remember what I have to do, but I don't see the.
Are you talking about the minutes, the agenda?
Or a minute, because they kind of come at the same time, right? The old minutes and the agenda are all kind of together.
Yeah, if you want. So my process is I'll do the minutes, I'll send it to Bill for approval, and then I'll send it off to Jenna to be be added to the website. So when I send it off to Jenna, would you like me to see everybody on them and then everybody gets them? That'd be nice.
That's earlier?
Yeah, it'll be within a few days.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
And then the minutes also always will appear pretty much next week, like for Thursday, they'll appear on the board agenda.
Yeah.
The board agenda is at 600 odd pages. I get to review, because I just got this afternoon the rural, and it's 300, where did I write it, 390 something.
If it doesn't come through, I
It's harder to find it.
post the commission website as well. Right, the commission website. So every week when they're approved, they go on the commission website. So they'll be on the website by the end of the week.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, good. Thanks, everyone.
I can show you the map thing if you want to,
Yeah.
a little more, so when you,
Well,
regional district water.
What's that?
I know, I actually need to bring a water bottle.
It's, maps.
It's really,
Absolutely right.
Says
Well, I'm in that kidney stone county.